Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here to the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself, buddy?
I am doing fantastic. We are live here at the Knoxville Speedway with the League of Outlaws IMCA Style Modified Division Championship night. Here you can see 6 cars signed. I think there's 7 cars signed in for action. 6 cars have taken a time here in practice. James Murphy tops the practice chart with his brother Jared right close behind him. Those are 1 and 2 in the point standings. Just 31 points separate them here tonight. As we get switched over into tonight's qualifying session, we're going to take a look at some of these guys' qualifying efforts. We're going to take a peek right now at Jared Murphy as he works his way around. Just getting his first lap underway. Going to drive down to the inside and let the car slide all the way up to the cushion through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Looks like a similar line here through 3 and 4. Cross the line, completes lap number 1 to a 20.75 for Jared Murphy. Matt Pridgeon, a 21.18. Tyler Bickford, a 21.15. Jared's about ready to complete his second lap. Let's see, was he able to pick up? Ran 2 similar lap times there. You don't see that very often, but he's going to remain at the top of the board for now. Tyler Bickford just ran a 20.76. Still in second, but he did pick up. Thomas Levister's about to complete his second lap. Let's see what he's able to do here. Levister's second lap better at a 21.01, up to third quick. Points leader James Murphy on the racetrack now. As he just takes the green flag in his qualifying effort. Similar line to Jared here. I have the car enter on the inside and let it kind of slide up a little bit. Lap 1 for James. Top of the board at a 20.71. Good first lap for James.
He's going to try and best it.
It looks like he is going to here. Across the line.
He does.
And he does pick up just a little bit to a 27.0. Awesome qualifying run for James Murphy here tonight. Believe AJ Huntsinger, league owner, heading out onto the racetrack now. Uses the high side to get the car wound up through 3 and 4. Tries a little bit of a slider line, got a little bit into the slick getting into 1 and 2. Let's see what he does here in 3 and 4. Kind of similar in 3 and 4. Completes lap 1, AJ's first lap at a 20.98, fourth quick. AJ is currently third in the point standings this season. I think 47 points off of leader James Murphy. So he completes lap 2 and does pick up to a 20.93, but still going to remain fourth quick here in qualifying. It's about 50 seconds left. It shows one more driver in the session, but I don't know if he's actually here or not, so kind of wait to see how we proceed from here, but should have I would think maybe a heat race they might split it into two here, and we'll roll right into feature action after that. It'll be a 50-lap feature event here for the championship at the Knoxville Speedway for these fellas here tonight. Looks like James Murphy is going to get credited with quick time here with a lap of 20.70, 500ths of a second better than his brother at a 20.75. So congratulations to James on setting quick time here tonight. We're going to roll right into heat race action, and we are going to split it up into two heats. Heat 1, James Murphy, Tyler Bickford on the front row, and I believe just Thomas Levister will be the only car there in row 2, as Trevor Doyle has not been in the session up to this point. Eight laps the distance for these guys. Again, just James, Tyler, and Thomas Levister out here to run the first heat. See them slowly work their way behind the pace truck here. Did see some news from AJ Hunsinger, league owner, in the Discord just before tonight's racing got underway. Looks like they're going to take a little bit of time off here, the League of Outlaws that is, and be back sometime around October or so for a big Super Nationals event. So if you're interested, we can get you in contact with the right people to be a part of that event. Pace truck going to peel off this time. Green flag goes in the air as James Murphy stomps on the gas. 8 laps the distance. He gets out to the early lead. Thomas Levister works the inside, kind of to his advantage through 1, but on the exit of 2, Bickford with that run almost levels himself in the entry to 3 with Thomas Levister. Levister still going to use the bottom. The bottom looks to be really good on corner entry for now. James Murphy up ahead's using the same line as Thomas is. Tyler Bickford with a little bit of a blink, but he comes back. Drag racing down the back straightaway for second. Thomas Levister, Tyler Bickford. Up front, James Murphy already out to a second advantage, as 2 laps are complete here in our first heat. Tell you something there, Tim. I've noticed Bickford gets a pretty good run from the center of 1 and 2 to the exit of 2 on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like both lines are getting really good runs. I'd say Bickford and Levister are dead even, as maybe Levister got up a little high and lost his momentum there.
Absolutely. So Bickford on the outside for now has finally prevailed. Levister looks like he's going to start moving up to search for some more grip. Maybe try to run a similar line to Bickford to try to chase him back down. These two are still right around a second back from leader James Murphy. Look at Levister, though, challenging Bickford on the inside. He pulled even with him in the center of the corner. Momentum for Bickford carried him back around for now. But Levister's been content running right kind of through that slick area, lower in the corner than what Bickford's more comfortable running. Now, a little bit of single file action here as James Murphy is going to come out of turn 4 to take the white flag here in heat race number 1. Tyler Bickford did close the gap down, just 0.7 of a second now. Now about a half a second entering 3. Maybe James being a little careful as he comes out of turn 4. James Murphy takes the checkered flag in heat 1. Tyler Bickford will be second. Third goes to Thomas Levister. Fourth to Trevor Doyle, who was a scratch for heat race number 1. Starting lineup for heat race number 2, Jared Murphy, AJ Hunsinger on the front row, and Matt Pridgeon starting third. Eight lap citizens here in heat race number 2. If you're tuning in here with us on the Buckeye Racing Network, we certainly appreciate it. Let us know who you're pulling for, how your Sunday's been. We always enjoy reading those comments. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button so you know each and every time we go live here on the channel.
Ice lights are off. Jared Murphy's gonna bring him through 3 and 4. Pace truck is gonna dip off, and Jared Murphy steps on the gas. Hunsinger on the outside, getting under fire from Matt Pridgeon already. Matt Pridgeon on the inside, still trying to get a drive off. AJ able to hold on to that second position, and Jared is sliding all the way up from the bottom to the top to get around this track.
Absolutely. AJ running a little lower. Jared running up near the cushion. Same for Matt Pridgeon. AJ's going to hold on to second for now. He's still going to work the inside to try to make up some time to Jared. Looks like everybody in this heat race is trying to stay above the slick line. Looks like Jared is going to enter in it in 3 and 4 and then slide up just above it coming out of the turn. But single file for the moment. Jared Murphy has a 0.7 of a second advantage over AJ Hunsinger. AJ Hunsinger has about a 0.7 of a second advantage back to Matt Pridgeon. So pretty even spacing here for these three guys as we are at the halfway point here in heat race number 2. Jared Murphy again second in the point standings. AJ Hunsinger third in the point standings, and I believe Matt Pridgeon is fourth in the standings coming into tonight. But Tim, a little later on, we got 50 long laps around this speedway.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how quick this track is going to evolve throughout the night.
Yeah, absolutely. As the bottom still taking on a little rubber, and the looks like all the guys are finding grip, some moisture up a little higher, and are using that to their advantage as they work their way around. White flag in the air for Jared Murphy.
That last lap was Jared's fastest lap at a 27:07.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to make his way out of corner number 4 to the line and takes the checkered flag here in heat 2. AJ Hunsinger holds on for second. Matt Pridgeon comes across the line in third.
So a little bit of a fun fact right there. It looks like Jared was actually quickest during our heats by about 2/10, a little over 2/10.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting here, as I just got the grid information pulled up here. James Murphy and Jared Murphy on the front row here tonight. Tyler Bickford, A.J. Hunsinger will be in row 2. Row 3 is going to be Thomas Levister and Matt Bridget. 6 drivers will do battle for 50 laps here tonight. As looks like we're waiting on Tyler Bickford to grid. It looks like Bickford's not going to make the grid here tonight. So just 5 cars will do battle for 50 laps. It's going to move Thomas Levister up a row. Levister and Hunsinger will be row 2. Matt Pridgeon's going to start at the tail. Pace truck dips off. Green flag goes in the air. We're ready to rock and roll for 50 laps around the Knoxville Raceway. James Murphy leads the way into turn 1. Jared Murphy following close behind. A.J. Hunsinger with a little run out of turn 2 to securely take 3rd. May try to take a peek to the outside of Jared Murphy here, but unable to. Thomas Levister following close behind AJ, but he slips up out of turn 4. Matt Pridgeon takes a peek to his inside, entering turn 1, and they're going to battle side by side. Now drag racing down the back straightaway. Oh, unfortunate, Tyler. Your Wi-Fi wasn't working for you here tonight. Sorry to hear that. Thomas Levister battling through the middle of the racetrack. Able to retake that 4th place position and set his sights forward now to A.J. Hunsinger. Up front, James Murphy leads by a little over a half a second over his brother, Jared Murphy. A.J. Hunsinger committed to the inside as Jared kind of slipped up a little bit through the center. A.J. almost had a peek to the inside that time there, Tim.
Yeah, A.J. looks like he's a little bit lower than everyone else, and he's just able to roll that center maybe just a little bit better than Jared the last couple laps there.
Yeah, no kidding. AJ's using the bottom and running it very well, as Thomas Levister is trying to get up into that mix as well, as he's kind of closed in on those two. All the meanwhile, James Murphy's just slowly pulled the advantage now over 0.7 of a second. We'll see if they're able to hold serve there or not. But Jared Murphy probably looking in the mirror and playing somewhat defensive to keep A.J. Hunsinger at bay behind him. Up front, though, James Murphy being steady as usual, running the inside, conserving every bit of tire he can as every lap we click off. As Jared's been able to eat back into that advantage, he's closer to down around a half a second now, as AJ's still right on his bumper. Still a long way to go, around about 40 laps or so from here. goes AJ. Got a great run into turn 3 there. Made a little bit of contact with Jared Murphy. Getting into the corner. I think AJ at the moment, Tim, is maybe a little better than Jared Murphy on the inside.
Yeah, just maybe using that I don't know what you call that. I guess like a little step up right there, helping getting that car to rotate. I don't know if that's the correct term, but that's what I'm gonna use.
Yeah, there's almost, I guess, like a berm, I would say, Tim, down on the inside there, that sometimes you can use that to maybe help the car turn some. And some of the iRacing vehicles are a little easier than others, for sure, to try to use that to your advantage. But everybody's still all glued down on the bottom here. As you see, the bottom is slowly taking some rubber, so we'll see if anybody tries to move up. And maybe one of the first drivers to move up might make up some ground. But as of right now, the 5 fellas that are currently running are all down around the bottom. Even Matt Pridgeon back here in 5th, just following suit with everybody in front of him. Now Jared Murphy back to almost 0.8 of a second to his brother James.
Maybe just a little tire saving right there, allowing his brother to reel him in just a little bit, trying to save that extra little bit of tire.
Yeah, very well could be. And I think that's maybe what all the other drivers are thinking too. Save some tire when you can. AJ Hunsinger with a massive run into turn 3. Definitely makes contact with Jared. Jared does use the berm there. Had to use the berm. And now they're side by side through 1 and 2. Jared car gets a little bit loose in the center. AJ with the momentum on the outside pulls ahead for the moment. Still side by side. Levister as well challenging. AJ Hunsinger completes that pass, moves into second. Jared back to third, and Thomas Levister is going to try the outside as well to see if he can move around Jared Murphy.
Levister stepped out a little more than what he wanted. Lost a little bit of momentum. He's going to have to reel that back in.
Yeah, and gap, believe it or not, even with the battling, has stayed the same. They closed in just a touch, as it's about 0.6 of a second entering turn 3 there. Jared Murphy right to the bumper of AJ Hunsinger. He wants that second position back, it looks like.
Yeah, I would have thought that they would have started using the slider line, maybe just waiting a little more to save the rear tire. It seems like that slider line is the fastest way around the track right now, with the inside being so slick. James does move up.
Now James has been nice and steady down on the bottom, just saving his stuff in case anybody mounts a charge to try to challenge for the lead. But the battle for second is still nowhere near settled, as AJ Hunsinger, Jared Murphy, Thomas Levister all running right there together. Oh, Jared had a peek to the inside of AJ, but AJ slammed the door getting into turn 1. Jared probably had to back out of it. Gonna reset and try it again, as AJ's kind of using that slider line you were talking about, Tim. It looks like Jared's using the middle part of the racetrack really well. AJ's kind of a little bit of a slider line. And up front, James committed still to the bottom.
AJ just slides right through. Everyone's starting to close the gap.
Yeah, and we are past the halfway point now. 24 laps to go in our feature race here tonight. And they have eaten away at James Murphy's lead. It's now down to 0.3 of a second. As James, look at him now, Tim. He's moving up.
Yeah, I noticed he was starting to move up a little bit in 3 and 4. Still continuing to run that inside line. But AJ just able to get such a good run through the center and really just closes the gap on the entry. Just, wow. Oh my.
Lap times so close together. AJ, 21:24. James, a 21:38. Jared, a 21:39. So AJ has been quicker the past couple laps. It's showing as he is close right up to the rear bumper of James Murphy. And Jared Murphy's right there as well. So they're top three. Nose to tail. Thomas Levister almost close enough to make it a 4-car battle. Tim, this may be shaping up for a great finish here in our championship.
AJ was there, maybe lifted up James down the front stretch. AJ's got a little bit of front end damage, it looks like now. Not much, but looks like it's a little damaged.
So close between our top three here. James Murphy running as steady as possible, trying to hold on to the lead. AJ Hunsinger searching around, trying to challenge James Murphy again. Uh-oh, AJ clipped the berm getting into turn 1. Was able to right the ship and is going to remain in second. Jared may have seen that as an opening. Even James now letting that car kind of slide up through the center of the corner. I'm sure he's watching what everybody's doing behind him. Jared Murphy still tagging on to AJ Hunsinger. Hasn't let him get out to any advantage. AJ clipped the berm again. And James Murphy pulling that gap out once again, up over a second, almost a second and a half now. As AJ Hunsinger and Jared Murphy are going to start battling for a second once again. I think Jared has got something up his sleeve here, as he's kind of been searching around, and he's going to have a good run out of turn 4 and challenge to the inside of AJ Hunsinger, getting into turn 1, side by side through the center of the corner. Jared holding tough on the inside. AJ with a little bit of momentum on the outside. Contact into 3. Oh my, what a battle for second. And that's just allowing James to pull out even further, almost 3 seconds over this battle for second. More contact. Wow. Jarrett trying everything in his power to get by AJ Hunsinger. AJ not making it easy as he's kind of pinching Jarrett a little bit on entry, and Jarrett's going to have to slip back in line. 10 laps to go at the line this time. Now Jarrett may get a run on the outside here. He does. He may lift up AJ a little bit down the back straightaway. Jarrett, another good run. Great peek to the inside. Big slide job across the nose of AJ Hunsinger. Hunsinger trying the crossover move. Not able to make that happen down the back straightaway. Jared Murphy back to P2 with 8 laps to go. Back up front with leader James Murphy. He is up over 4 seconds now. Just setting sail here at Knoxville. With nothing to worry about, he just does not want to see a late race caution. Now AJ Hunsinger has fallen into the clutches of Thomas Levister and Matt Pridgeon. It'll be a battle for the final podium spot here. Levister right on the bumper, Pridgeon there as well. Levister's going to have a run out of 2. Is he going to try to make a move into 3? Not this time.
Almost looks like if these guys start moving up a little bit more, they might be able to get just a little bit better of a run.
Yeah, as Matt Pridgeon had a peek on the inside of Thomas Levister there. AJ trying to play as defensive as possible. Here as
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just watched James through 1 and 2, and he is all the way up next to the wall. Not really up on it, but just taking the slider line, really letting it float all the way up to the wall.
Yeah, that he is. Just out there in his own zip code at the moment. Brother Jared trying to chase him down. The gap is stabilized right about 4 seconds. And AJ is in a dogfight to be on the final podium spot as we just have 2 laps to go at the line this time. 50 laps, it seems like, have went by in a flash. James Murphy comes to the line. He sees the white flag waving just one more time around. Knoxville uses a slider line through 1 and 2. Lets the car drift up to the outside. Gets the run down the back straightaway. We have some contact, it looks like, into turn 1. A little further back, but out of turn 4. James Murphy takes the checkered flag and the championship here this season. Jared Murphy is going to cross the line in second and finish second in the points. AJ Hunsinger crosses the line in third and will finish third in the championship standings. Thomas Levister will be fourth tonight. Matt Pridgeon fifth at the line. Wow. Before we get a word in here with our podium finishers here tonight, we're going to get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. Now we're going to get our interviews. We're going to start off with tonight's third place finisher, AJ Hunsinger. Hey, AJ, it's Tyler and Tim in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. You bring that car home in third here tonight. Had a heck of a battle with Jared for most of the evening. At one point, got all the way up to the bumper of James Murphy. What happened there? The final, or I guess the second half of the run, and were you glad to hold on for third?
Yeah, I was happy with that. I really used the hell out of my tires there early on, trying to catch Jared. And then I got by Jared and started reeling in James too a little bit, but it was only because I wasn't saving tires and they were. Um, Jared got back by me. I tried like hell to keep him behind me, but he had better tires than I did at that point. It was really, really, really fun racing him. It usually always is. Um, so hopefully we put on a decent show for everybody for second place there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a heck of a show for us up here, and I know I took a peek at the point standings here coming into tonight. It looks like your third place finish should allow you to be third place in the final standings. I don't know for sure, but how does that feel for this season?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. James, he's so hard to beat. So same with his brother. His brother seems like me and his brother always find each other at the end of these races, and we're right near each other. But yeah, I'm happy with third in the points. I feel like everybody finished where they deserved there, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask JJ? AJ, excuse me.
Yeah, AJ. You said that you used up a little bit more of your tire early in the race. When do you think would have been the time? Well, if you were to rerun this race, I should say, when do you think would be the time to really turn it up?
My go-to is usually halfway. That's when I kind of ride it out to halfway, and then halfway comes and I start going balls to the wall. But because of car count, and because I'm a promoter of this league, obviously I knew if we all just did the same thing, we're just gonna run around like in single file. So I kicked it up a notch pretty early, and I don't feel like even if I would have saved the whole time just like they did, we probably would have had the same finish. But at least I made Jared work for it there a little bit. I jumped the gun probably about 8 laps too soon and started really using my tires. I got around him. I thought I was gonna be able to pull it off there for the minute, and I defended it for quite a while, longer than I thought, and just didn't work out. But if I could rerun it, I'd do the same exact thing. Because if I saved my tires, I probably would have been right behind him the entire time, and probably would have had the same results anyway. But at least this way, it was a lot fun of a race for myself, but for the fans and everybody as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You put on a good show here tonight at Knoxville. AJ, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, ESD Performance, everybody at the League of Outlaws that helps out. It's been a pretty good, not just this season, but the entire year's been awesome. Um, we got a big race coming up at the end of the year. We're gonna do the Super Nationals, similar to what we did with the Spring Nationals. So we got some time off finally. We can start focusing on our real racing. FIBA Motorsports, I'd like to thank them. Carbon Fiber Carbonetics, two fat guys. And I'd like to say hi to Alyssa, who's watching at home.
All right, AJ. Well, again, congratulations on a third place finish in the points and in the race tonight. We'd love to celebrate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for broadcasting all year. You guys have done a hell of a job.
Absolutely. We certainly appreciate the kind words and appreciate you for having us be a part of it.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too. All right, that was AJ Hunsinger. Now we're going to get a word in with Jared Murphy. Hey, Jared, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You bring that machine home in the second place tonight. Fell back to third, battled AJ there in the closing laps, got back up into second. I believe that's going to be good enough for you to finish second in the final standings as well this season. Tell us about your battle with AJ and how that second place championship feels for you.
Yeah, that's the most fun I've had in a race in a while in this game. Just the respect between us two is top level there. We can race side by side, minimal contact. I had a pretty good season. I think I finished top three most of the season, so that worked out there at the end.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I think you and your brother were the class of the field all season long here with the League of Outlaws for sure. Tim, do you have anything to ask Jared?
Yeah, you made a little contact with AJ. Was that just you trying to get everything you could out of the car, or was that just the track being extremely slick?
A little bit of both. We was both going for the same real estate there, and we made two cars fit in a lane there, so it was fun.
Yeah, no kidding, Jared. Well, before we let you go here tonight, who would you like to thank?
I thank y'all for the broadcast, League of Outlaws for all the work they do, talking dirt, and AJ for the rap.
All right, Jared, I know this kind of wraps up the season when some off time coming up for the League of Outlaws. What's your plans going forward?
I'll still find something to race on here. We might throw some more practice races up now, just during our off season, try to get the car count back up a little bit. But I'm looking forward to this fall clash, whatever it is.
All right, Jared. Well, we'll let you celebrate your second place finish.
Thank y'all.
Absolutely. Now we'll talk to race winner James Murphy. Hey, James, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Dominant performance again for you here tonight at Knoxville. Led the entire way. Bring home the checkered flag here tonight and the season championship. Man, how does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. Anytime you can win, and especially win a championship, it's gonna feel good. I've had a good season. I've been lucky a few times and put myself in good spots and able to win a bunch of races.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe you closed out at least the last five or so. So an awesome season for you this year. Tim, do you have anything to ask James?
Yeah, what was the key for you tonight? I mean, you went out there, you led a lot of laps. Just what was the key?
Well, I took off and I knew I needed to save tires, so I was trying to stay at the bottom as long as I could. And then I seen field behind me was catching them a little bit, so I figured they moved up and was using a little momentum. And so I moved up, and about halfway there, I decided I needed to go ahead and get some clearance between me and them, and put off to a pretty decent lead right there.
Yeah, that you did, James. Well, I knew the League of Outlaws is going to take a little bit of a break after this race. What is coming up for you here in the sim?
I was going to try to do some of the money races that's coming up, and it's always practice. Anytime you go on the sim, it's going to help you. So a lot of that, and I hope to get into some of these big shows coming up.
All right, sounds good. Well, we might see you out there somewhere along the way. Well, before we let you go tonight, anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd love to thank y'all for the podcast and everybody with the League of Outlaws and AJ Hunsinger with rap and Talking Dirt.
All right, James. Well, again, congratulations on the victory and the championship here tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank y'all.
All right. That concludes our interviews here tonight. We're going to bring things to a close here at the Knoxville Speedway with the League of Outlaws. Closing thoughts from you tonight, Tim?
Just a great race, great championship. Happy to provide uh, a show for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The League of Outlaws have been good partners with us here on the Buckeye Racing Network, so certainly appreciate their support. And another wonderful season in the books for these guys. James Murphy, the champion this season. Upcoming for us here this week on Tuesday night, we have STRR as well as on Thursday night. So the next race is up in their 305 and limited late model division. Come on out, be here with us for those about 9 o'clock Eastern on both Tuesday and Thursday night. That's going to do it for us. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.